In the summer of 1998, yes, I am that old, I came to know a game that blew my mind, for reals. I'm talking about Final Fantasy VII. It was a milestone in my life because it was the first time I'd seen a game that resolved the conflict in a cinematic way. And that was very, very new to me. Well, at that time, everything was kinda new. The PlayStation 1 had just been released, and games like Final Fantasy VII were relatively unknown, or at least I didn't know them. Recently, a friend asked me to paint a character from this video game, who I believe, besides its protagonist, is one of the most well-known characters in Final Fantasy in general, and that is Tifa Lockhart. So let's paint this garage kid. We are starting off things with Princess Victoria to achieve that healthy pink tone in the skin. While the first layer of Princess Victoria dries, I'm going to move on to the feet, that is, the shoes. It's not a weird fetish or something. Tifa's combat boots are white on the inside, so we're going to apply a coat of titanium white and let it dry. Well, of course, for this occasion, I wanted to have a cosplayer who has portrayed Tifa at some convention or something to tell us how she made the costume, how the prop making process was, and all that, but it's difficult because I suppose there are other priorities besides helping an old fart with his YouTube channel. Once our Princess Victoria layer is dry, we'll apply a thin layer of elven skin to bring the tone to a more realistic skin color and to make the next layer of paint, a layer of tanned skin, easier to apply. This layer will give us the healthy golden complexion that Tifa has, since, ethnically speaking, her skin tone is more Middle Eastern than Caucasian or Asian. After that, for the eyes, I used Morocostra, a very reddish brown shade. This allowed me to get closer to Tifa's natural eye color. I lined the eyelashes with sable black, and for the top she's wearing, I piled thin layers of titanium white. This allowed me to better manage the volume and shadows, leaving them as less pronounced layers and giving the outfit a more organic and natural feel. For the shoes, I used dark red as a base color, and once dry, I started stacking layers of intense red, well diluted, to respect the color tones of the reference. Later, I used Tamiya weathering pigments as makeup, and with the pinkest tone, I added touches of blush to Tifa to make her skin look more realistic, but without losing softness. to achieve the leather texture of the skirt, to make it a little shinier and not look like a piece of black leather that Tifa tied around her waist, I mixed Morocostra with Green Stuff World's Gloss Black Primer in a 50-50 ratio. I found the right shade and the texture I wanted to achieve. I touched up the metallic parts with Vallejo Game Color Metallic Silver, which gives a smooth, frost-free finish. I really like using it on these large figures. For the details on the left arm glove, I used Cover Fire from Scale 75's Prism Effects line. And for the rest of the metal plates, I used Vallejo Game Color Metallic Gunmetal. The figure itself presented a small challenge because Tifa wears suspenders attached to her skirt, and my friend who printed the figure broke them. So I took an energy drink can, also known as brain fuel, cut it into strips, and shaped them into realistic suspenders. I'm very pleased with the result. Now let's see how this beautiful and enormous Tifa Lockhart figure from Final Fantasy VII turned out. If you have made it this far, thank you so much. You can see my social media on the screen. Don't forget to follow Witch Pinturas, whom I thank for making all of this possible. And that's all for now. See you next time. Craft Daddy out.